was a little bit of a humper, but not too terrible. It's a little bit colder than I was expecting, but tomorrow's the opener. So essentially tonight's just glassing, seeing what we can come up with tonight. I've got enough water to last me through tonight for dinner and stuff, and in the morning by about noon I'm probably going to need to drop down. There's water just below me here, not too far, so probably going to hang out right here for tonight and tomorrow. Probably stay the night again here tomorrow before moving into a different basin. But it's looking good so far. On the way in, saw a few deer, so that's a good sign. No people, which I'm not complaining about. At least, I mean, there was one down at the bottom of the road before I turned up, but I was a couple miles back before I started hiking up out of here, so he might be an elk hunter in a different unit, because that was the thing, I had to hike in from a different unit to get into where my hunt is here. So he could be an elk hunter, he could be a sheep hunter even, but looks like it's just one dude, and he has a base camp, so I guess we'll find out. But there's lots of sheep sign coming in here, that was for sure. Just gonna glass through the night into the evening and go from there. There's a lot of good feed in here. Plenty of water. So, fingers crossed. Like I said, I'm going to spend about a day or two in this basin picking it apart and then move on to the next. It always amazes me how steep this country actually is. Well, guys, forgot to give an update of glassing. Glassed for about 2 hours. Didn't see anything. Not that big of a deal. But, fortunate but unfortunate thing. I'm not the only one up here. There's a couple other hunters who are hunting elk, which isn't a big deal. They seem like cool dudes. We both agreed that if I saw elk, I'd let them know, and if they saw deer, they'd let me know, so that was pretty cool. But, kind of a bummer. Not seeing anything today. They said they've been dealing with some wolves, so pretty typical for this area. So we'll see how tomorrow pans out. I plan on spending the day here, glassing the basin on both sides, and see if we can't turn anything up. If absolutely nothing pops up, then we'll see about moving somewhere else. And if wolves are here, it's the frustrating thing about this part is you got to get away from the wolves, or you got to beat the wolves to the animals in some cases. So, that being said, it's now 9 o'clock and the sun rises at 7, so 7:18. So, got plenty of rest. Got pretty good camp spots. Probably gonna sleep pretty good tonight. So, alright. If anything, probably check in the morning and see how things shake out. Alright, so been glassing for the last 10 minutes here. Sun hasn't quite come up yet. I'm not seeing any movement. I'm getting really tired of this GoPro. It's either I need to get a new battery for it, but it wasn't that cold last night, and it had 88% charge, and it's dead. So it's fun. So I'm gonna glass here through the morning. see what we can come up. It's opening day, so we've got 9 days of actual hunting to get done. And technically 10. Counting the day out, so here we go. So far no deer, but cool thing is watching the band of sheep walk across the far side over there. All ewes, no rams, but it's still a pretty cool sight to see. No complaints. At least they're seeing animals. So it means the wolves didn't push them all out. Like I said, just be patient, take my time, pick this hillside apart, go from there. Sheep, and now I've seen 4 goats. No target species. Still super cool. Not gonna complain too much yet. Still just day 1, but I'm thinking the way things are looking. In fact, I'm not seeing any deer. Probably gonna relocate somewhere else. The unfortunate bummer is I watched a couple other hunters walk underneath me on this backside of the ridge and go over in the direction that I wanted to go. So it is what it is. But keep going. It's day 1. Seeing animals. So cool stuff. Alright, so already moving. Got to see some cool things. Got to see some sheep. Got to see some goats. But about 10 minutes or so ago, I had wolves barking down here in the bottom. So, that being said, moving somewhere else. Kind of frustrating, but it's alright. Got plenty of time still. Look at the map, figure out some stuff, and go to plan B and keep on hunting. Gotta go break down camp, get back to the truck. Truck's not too far, it's about half-ish, 3/4 of a mile, something like that. So get down to it. Probably won't hike in tonight, but we'll see. And go from there. Alright. Okay, camp is packed. I'm gonna drop down to the truck, drive around to another spot. It's frustrating. If anything, backpack hunting has taught me is it's frustrating. You have to push through a lot of stuff. So, especially when you come to an area that you've wanted to come to for a long time and it doesn't pan out, so now you gotta go somewhere else. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. So, the cool thing is if I had a go tag, I probably could tag out right now. But I'm here hunting deer. So, okay. Not gonna get down to the truck by talking to you guys. We'll see what happens today. Alright, check in later. Okay guys, so yeah, in the truck, the thunderstorm and rain, and actually, well, it's more like a sleet, ice, rain type deal. Definitely coming in hard. Just had lightning strike probably about 2 miles away. Well, this evening hunt that I was planning on doing definitely got postponed at least for a little bit. Waiting to see if this sucker passes, but every time I feel like it's passing, then it comes back even harder. If anything, this is making for an interesting trip. I don't know if the camera caught that. There was another flash, so yeah, I went from basin hopping and backpacking to getting out of there because wolves running through the bottom to now being stuck in the truck. So, yeah. Either way, we're out here. We'll figure something out, get it done. Okay, so just put in an evening of glassing. I came in here about 3/4 to a mile. I didn't want to come in here too far, but the plan is to run this ridge over here and see what I can come up with on the backside of it. It's just crazy. I saw 15 deer this morning down the bottom, all does, and then after that, nothing. I'm not seeing elk even. So, crazy, but I've got about 10, 15 minutes. Ooh, nope, 5 minutes before the sun goes down, per what the watch says. So, just gonna mosey on back to the pickup. Probably won't get lucky, but that's the game plan for tomorrow, is to get up and cook these ridges and see what we can come up with. Well, got into some deer. They're over on this far side over here. About 6 of them. One of them looked like it could have been a little forky, but I couldn't tell. It was too far away. Looking through the binos, and they were moving through the trees, so they were acting a little bit spooked. I'm not really sure why. I've been sitting here, and the wind's been in my face, either this way or kind of that way, for the last 15 minutes, but cool. Finding deer, now I just need to put it together. Well, getting into some more deer, just does. Not really much of an update. Just sat here in the last 5-10ish minutes. But we'll see, there's a few more pockets down here I might walk down to and check out. But it's about 2:04 right now. So far, tons of country covered. first group. Like, it's one of those things that looked like a forky, and then it shakes its head, and you think you see something, but you're not sure. So you just kind of watch it walk off. And now it's like, maybe it was, but it's only day 3. About shooting a forky on day 3. Now that we're seeing deer, so just gotta keep after it. Eventually something will pan out, whether it's today or a few days from now. So figuring out where the deer are. It seems like they're much lower than I was expecting, which is fine. It's just figuring them out. Getting lucky one of these times. So, okay. Can't see anything. Fog's rolled in pretty dang strong. I have a feeling it's not going anywhere either. So, yeah. Gone to a few more deer. Just 2 does. Doing a really good job of finding does. This tells me I'm in the wrong spot for bucks, but it's also good because it's deer country. So, not so certain what I'm going to be able to do with this fog. I mean, it was thick this morning, but I mean, it would come and go in spurts. And then it broke out for most of the day, but now it's just socked in. I can't see more than 50, 60 yards in front of me, so it is 4:45. I'm currently, as it stands right now, about 2.5-ish miles from the truck, so gonna meander on back to camp, and hopefully the weather forecast is correct, and in the next few days it's clear. So fun. It's a wet fog too. Might put my rain gear back on. We'll see. I don't know. Whatever. Alright. Just kind of doing some still hunting. I'm moving my way down this hill. The fog is super thick. I have anywhere from 100 yards of biz to about 40 to 50. So I just kind of trying to be quiet. Wind's been going this way to my left, kind of my face up this way. But this saddle right here loops around to the right. So just gonna keep working my way down. There's been a couple of times I thought I heard someone walking, but it's been so foggy, like I said, I can't see anything. So I'm just trying to keep the wind in my face. Move as slow as possible. Or as quiet as possible, anyway. Well, in all the chaos, I forgot to film. As of right now, I am looking for a downed deer. It was a solid hit. Dropped it where it was. And it started to stand up on its front legs and pull itself forward. And instead of doing the smart thing and shooting again, I decided to try to run 200 yards to catch it. So now I'm looking for a down deer that's probably down at the very bottom unless it got caught up on something. So I'm going to be zigzagging through here about halfway down the hill from where I shot it. Not seeing any blood. There's one point where there's a small spot where I see where it kind of slid down and then it vanishes. So I'm going to zig all the way down to the bottom. Hope for the best. Man. This really sucks. I've been down the bottom. and now I'm a third of the way back up. I can't find him. I've looked under logs. I found a spot that kind of looked like drag marks. There's no like hooves pulling, and there's a bush down here, and I've trampled all the way through that, and nothing else is laid down. So I don't know. Man, should have shot him again. I'm hoping as I zigzag my way back up here, and he's just all of a sudden right there, just like 5 feet away from where I last saw him, and I walk right by him. Man. All right, gonna get back to it. I'm so sick right now. I've been up and down this freaking mountain twice, and I am not finding him. And he dropped like that. And he started pushing himself up, and I was like, no, you can get to him. I just can't believe it. My saving grace is he won the monster. 189 yards, and he just stood there broadside. Like I was just walking down the hill, and he just stood there. And it was like, do I take him? No, I'm not going to take him. And then he stood there for like another 5-10 seconds. I was like, okay, this is a gift. Take him. And God damn it. $189. It was 188.7, so 189 yards. And I split the difference between my 100-yard zero and 200-yard hold. I must have just hit the top of the spine. Shocked. I don't know. I have no blood. I have drag marks for about 10 yards from where I last saw him, and then gone. Words can't even describe how sick to my stomach I am right now. Yeah. It's 4:30. I got a long ways to go. So, start heading up that way and see what happens. It's the thing though, is don't necessarily want to quit. Although I know it's not quitting. For this hunt, I got another late hunt in October, where I could hunt mule deer as well. That's the thing though, like if I hit it and I was able to get up and run off, or if it's dead and I can't find it, either way it's sickening. And I'm not entirely sure how I would feel if I walked over this next ridge and shot a different one. I mean, ultimately, that's what we're out here to do, you know, without sugarcoating it. You know, we're out here to take the life of another animal. And sometimes it's not pretty. And sometimes it just doesn't work out the way you want it to. Pretty disgusted with myself right now. So, but I don't know about killing another one right now. So, and then there's I don't want to call it off halfway through either. Shit. This really sucks. I don't really have any other emotion to describe, so that sucks. You ain't gonna get anywhere just sitting here, by the way, so get up and start moving again.
Went down to the river, washed my sins away, and pray, for another day. I went down to that river, washed my sins for free. The devil's on the other bank, staring back at me. I'm a dead man walking, I'm a dead man walking, I'm a dead man. Another nail in my coffin, another nail for me. I gotta look pretty when I go down. Another nail in my coffin, can't you spare one more? I gotta look pretty when I'm knocking down heaven's door. I'm a dead man walking, I'm a dead man walking, I'm a dead man. I'm a dead man walking, I'm a dead man walking, I'm a dead man.